Wedding Dash is an E-rated action, strategy, and time management game created by Imagine Engines in 2007 or 2008. You play as Quinn and Carrie the caterer to plan the perfect wedding and ensure that it is executed to its finest. It's the Hoodie Ninja, grab some tea, and enjoy what you see. Welcome to Lost 2000s lore. Wedding Dash is a spin-off of the hit game Diner Dash, originally released for desktop around 2007-8ish. It was created by Imagine Engines and then further published by PlayFirst. Imagine Engine was a PC gaming corporation, founded by John Goldman and Mark Lowridge in 1994. They merged with Digital Eclipse to form Backbone Entertainment in 2003. They merged with Digital Eclipse to form Backbone Entertainment in 2003. They are credited with games like Tetris Elements, SpongeBob SquarePants, the typing game, if you remember that, My Little Pony Best Friends Ball, Nicktoons Basketball, and the Dogs and Cats franchise with a Z, if you know what I'm talking about. I never played them personally, but I saw them everywhere. Then after that, Backbone Entertainment merged with The Collective. The Collective, who made games like The Game of Life on Windows, Men in Black the game, etc. And them two combined to create Foundation 9 Entertainment. This was led by Randall Sanborn. I'm country, y'all. This was led by Randall Sanborn, with a focus on Microsoft XBLA points and handheld gaming. And this is where we get Diner Dash, Doctor Who, Rock Band 3 for console, and Monster High Gold Spirit. But this studio was shut down in October of 2012. A year after its release on November 13, 2009 for Nintendo DS for $19.99 by Zoo Games and PlayFirst. It was later released on mobile and BlackBerry by Glue Mobile. Now that you know, let's talk about some gameplay features. Off rip, you receive an on-screen prompt telling you the likes and dislikes of your upcoming client. And based on the knowledge, you have to set the destination, menu, or floral arrangements. Each time you answer correctly, you receive a plus 100 points towards your final score. This can actually be more challenging than you think. As an American, geography was the last thing my education system was worried about. So when it comes to the honeymoon questions, it can be very muy difícil. But these points can really be lifesavers for rounds where you're trying to reach expert mode or just get ahead of a difficult round. After those details are set, the wedding day begins. In this round, you'll play as Quinn and Carrie. Here you see people according to their preferences, collect their gifts, serve them a 3-course dinner, and prevent accidents from happening. Being someone who thrives in being forced to be organized, having to deal with multiple things at once is something that it gets me going, if you know what I mean. I don't know, it does something for me. But you cannot let yourself get distracted, because one disaster can really make or break a round. Disasters can only be solved by Quinn, so you really have to keep in mind where she's placed at that point in the game. And if not, you'll start to get minus 50 points with how much time passes. And disasters can include DJ booth breakdown, dogs, fighting bridesmaids, intoxicated Uncle Ernie, crying Aunt Ethel, falling cake, kitchen fires, bees, and bridezillas. As you go through each level, you'll earn various ways to get points or patience over time. There will also be more items to pacify your guests. This can include wine, song selections, confetti, switching seats, and champagne. Some of these can honestly be more distracting than helpful. Sometimes I will let an extra request kind of fall to the wayside so that I can maintain a streak or something else, because you're not always deducted for not answering. It's if you try to answer and then you don't, it's But if you leave it alone, sometimes you'll get to slide past. Streaks are created when you accommodate seating your guests and do all of your tasks in big groupings. This is a great way to quickly advance your gameplay and get large table seatings out of the way in one go. Guests include, I'm gonna read, the trusty dusty clipboard. I'm finna read this off because it's a list. Guests include Allison, Uncle Al, Aunt Ethel, Betty, Uncle Bob, Chloe, Chuck, Diane, and Derek. They have varying relationships with each other, and placing the wrong two people beside each other could really be a detriment to points. There are very few people who like to be seated by Uncle Al, while everyone kind of wants to sit by Allison. Diane is my favorite personally. Her and Betty have like a little relationship, so I think that's cute. Like, not literally a relationship, like a friendship. They like to sit by each other. So yeah. So the game stats for this game are, they have a career and an endless reception mode. You got 50 levels of gameplay, which I think is awesome. 5 wedding locations, which they all vary. But let's get into what y'all really looking for. The lore. The lore. This portion of the video is dedicated into reading into the plotline of the game, its characters, and the things that go unsaid. Many people may not know, but Quinn does have a life and a success story. It all starts when one of Quinn's best friends, Amy, has her wedding planner. Wow. It all starts off when Quinn's best friend Amy has her wedding planner canceled on her last minute. And with Flo's encouragement, Quinn decides to take on the responsibility herself. She really makes an impression on everybody with the job that she gets done. And later, she has a date with one of the groomsmen from the bride. Child. Later, she has a date with one of the groomsmen from the wedding, and she receives a call, one that changes her entire life course, offering her the position of wedding planner at the grand ballroom venue. She gets the job of a lifetime, but loses out on a date, as he has already found somebody else to keep him company, so maybe he really wasn't meant for her anyway. She takes the leap into making wedding planning her full-time career just after one experience. And oddly enough, Quinn did peep Flo flirting with someone at the wedding, but Flo was like, girl, chill out, you ain't seen nothing. Quinn does find Flo a groomsman, like, oh, you trying to date him? But Flo is like, no, let's focus on the bag. So after doing like another set of weddings, Quinn is finally ready to start taking her career to the next level. During one of her weddings, she meets a cruise ship captain. And after she finishes up like all her weddings at the grand ballroom venue, the cruise ship captain reaches back out and asks her basically if she's interested in being a wedding planner and being a wedding planner for the ship. She is also interested in pursuing the captain romantically, but Flo advises her otherwise, which is smart because it's not worth mixing business and pleasure like that on a cruise ship when you can't get home. Later, Flo joins Quinn on the boat. While there, Quinn asks Flo, like, how does she do it? And if she ever feels the need for me time while running a business. And honestly, Flo kind of gives like a sucky answer. She's like, no, I don't. And I do think that Flo is kind of hiding something or not saying everything, because it didn't read very well. Like, it felt like she pulled back. And then after this episode, she goes back to the diner. So while on the cruise ship, Quinn misses the boat back because she's handing out her business cards. We love a boss lady. Flo encourages her to make the best of, being stranded by opening a wedding venue there. At the start of this new era, she's still into the cruise ship captain, but in 4.3, she calls Flo and tells her that she's been scoping out some new surfers. Flo's like, oh, so your crush on the captain gone? Cool. And it's just very interesting. Like, Flo really moves in silence for real, or either it's on the diner dash portion that I don't get to see. But in here, she moves in real silence. By 4.4, Quinn has really locked in on a surfer that she likes. Quinn asks Flo to come out, and of course, she immediately takes off to come. After Flo's help, Quinn introduces her to another man. Quinn asks jokingly, like, why haven't you thanked me yet? Like, for all the men I basically be putting you on. Flo just brushes this off and refocuses everything back to Quinn and asking her about the surfer dude again. Oh, brother. After this level, Flo leaves, and this upcoming level, Quinn calls Flo to let her know the updates about the surfer. She finally got the courage to say hey to him, and turns out he is a prince. He's a prince. And he's on the island taking a vacation away from the castle. Flo plants another bug in Quinn's ear, like, well, a wedding venue, that's a castle, Quinn basically finds out over time that the surfer prince only want to surf, which is why he's on the island. She kind of, I feel like, loses romantic interest in him, but doesn't lose business interest in him. Quinn starts to, take the book Flo planted and create some ideas for the castle. So Quinn finally reaches a point where she's like financially stable, and not just stable, but I guess abundant. She's really prepared to buy a venue for her weddings. Flo encourages her again to talk to the surfer about it, since Quinn has just been raving about it. So she finally gets the courage and talks to the surfer guy. And she becomes the owner of the castle, y'all. Yeah. So she moves kind of over there. She loves the venue, and she confides in Flo that now at her perfect venue, like, she loves work, and she doesn't even have like the desire to keep romantically chasing things like she was. Surprisingly enough, at this point, Flo suddenly becomes interesting in dating now. So I just found that crazy interesting. Like, you was constantly refocusing her from dating, and now that she's like, I'm growth, I'm blah, blah, now you want her to date again. It's giving you want her to be on the same level as you, so you can. Anyway, all right. Celebrities are now calling Quinn for their wedding ceremonies. After a wedding, Quinn calls Flo to tell her how happy she is just for the bride. And Flo notes her growth because Quinn usually can get a little jealous, like, where's my love? When is it my turn? But she didn't. So in one of the final levels, one of her clients is a cloning specialist. He invites basically his clones to the reception, and now there's only one more wedding left in the year. To kind of like wrap it all up, Quinn invites Flo to work the wedding, and she also wants to introduce Flo to the previous guy, which Flo actually seemed interested in doing. So while cleaning up after the final wedding, Quinn reminisces on love and her 50 complete weddings at this point, and she's interrupted by Joe Wright, a photographer. He suggests that they team up since he's a wedding photographer, and this seems to be the beginning of something new for Quinn. And the next Wedding Dash game picks up this story here. There are fandom ships of Quinn and Flo, especially given their best friend dynamic. Quinn, the heartbreaker, always in love, and Flo, the one she's always trying to put on but is always saying no. People believe that Flo always says no due to her love for Quinn. Flo is always trying to refocus Quinn back from her male, I guess, seeking attention. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. She's just always trying to refocus Quinn back to her career, and she's always there whenever she calls, flying across the world. Oh, brother. Honestly, if Flo wouldn't have kept refocusing Quinn from like potential suitors, I wouldn't say that there's no like I really like girls that like other girls there, but since like I just think the timing of that last part was very interesting. Like, she went through all of that to not be interested in dating, and now you trying to say you on the romantic market. That's crazy, because I'm like, you were somebody who always loved work, blah blah, and you got her to basically that level, and now you open for dating. Okay, that seems a little sus. But alrighty, y'all. Thank you all so much for watching Lost 2000's lore. And I'm just so excited to do this. Like, this was a series that I was a little scared to do at first, because I was like, what if nobody cares about these games? Like, but I play them all the time. So I really had to just kind of make a leap and be like, I don't care, like, if I feel like there's nobody to watch this or nobody that likes Wedding Dash in 2025. Like, I don't know. I play it. So that's enough for me. I hope you all enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it, though. Did you play this game? Like, are you playing it now? What was like one of your favorite characters or your worst disasters? I love to know, because I've never got to talk about this before. Please let me know in the comments below, and be sure to get your Wedding Dash pack on Patreon. So each time I come up with a video essay, I always drop a pack that goes with it, with either wallpapers, quizzes, planners, poems, an extra stream. It's always gonna be a collection of something that has to deal with the video. This month we got the love pack, so be sure to check it out. And thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers that are there now. Again, without you guys, like, I really would not be able to do what I do at the capacity that I do it, because I do work another job. I am doing so many things, so it really helps make this something that is tangible for me consistently. The link to all my things are in the description. Thank you. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I love you so much. Leave your theories on Quinn and Flo, and most importantly, the lore. The ninja is out.